everyone, what's up? This is Twitch, and this is a special review of Super Mario 3D Land. Actually, it's not really a review, I kind of lied in the title. It's kind of a review slash my thoughts on it, because I can't really do a proper review of it because I don't have the equipment to do proper footage. E.g., sit there and try and play the game while recording my little 3DS screen. I seriously wish Nintendo would release some video capturing device for that or something. So enjoy the random trailer footage and such crap that I have in the background of that, and I thought it would be just more appropriate to do some of my thoughts on it instead of reviews, because there's a lot of reviews out there, and I just want to give my honest opinion on Super Mario 3D Land due to the fact that I'm a huge Mario fan, and I think I have a bit of a unique perspective on this versus a lot of the really negative reviews on it and all the really positive reviews on it. And so I kind of stand somewhere in between. I want to apologize right now about my voice. I'm getting over a cold, so I'm a little more nasally than usual, so just excuse that. I will hopefully edit out all the sniffles and coughs, but if I miss a few and it's in there, that's why. So without further ado, let's move on. Like I said before, I'm a huge Mario fan, so I was really looking forward to this game, and it was right up there on my Christmas list as being one of the top games that I wanted. And I know this is going to sound negative right off the bat, but this game is way too big to be on a small screen. What I mean by that is the fact that the game kind of feels too big for a 3DS screen. I kept wanting to play it on a bigger television, on a bigger screen. It just baffled me. I'm just like, well, reminded me so much graphically wise. I mean, they seriously just took all the graphics from Super Mario Galaxy and put it into this game. And I'm like, well, why am I not playing this on a television? And I'm going to tell you why, because sans, of course, Mario 64 DS, but most Mario games, platforming-wise, that have been on the handhelds up to this point have all been 2D. Mario Land 2, all the Mario Advances, New Super Mario Bros. So forgive me if wrapping my head around the 3D space on a handheld just seemed kind of complicated to me. I know you wouldn't think that going into this, because I've played Mario Galaxy, I've played Mario 64, I've played 3D Mario games. It just feels like those games should be on a bigger screen. So that wasn't necessarily a problem, it's just something that just kept popping into my head, like, well, I'm playing this right now, why ain't I playing Mario Galaxy instead? One of the things I noticed is Mario 3D Land basically does exactly what it's set out to do. It proves that 3D can actually make a game feel more immersive. Up to this point on my 3DS, I have not played any games I felt like I had to put on the 3D. On Zelda Ocarina of Time, the only time I ever put my 3D on was for boss battles or cutscenes, so I basically felt like 3D Land was there to prove, hey, you do need 3D, it can really help the experience. And it does. It sets out, it does it perfectly. It's the one game where I honestly feel like if I'm not playing a level in 3D, at least with it on the slightest 3D setting, I'm missing out on something. So it's the first game that makes me feel like I should be playing it in 3D. Among that, it is a Mario game. It feels like a Mario game. Unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily, besides the 3D aspect, feel like an innovative Mario game. It's not like it's a step back, it's not like it's a step forward, it just sets out to do one thing. A portable 3D Mario game that you can play at 15-minute intervals, put down, and come back later. It's basically the lunch break Mario game. And it does that exactly right. It's something some critics fail to understand, and something some fans fail to understand. Now, as a hardcore Mario fan that's basically played pretty much every Mario platformer ever created, I have to say I'm slightly disappointed with this, because it really didn't do anything more innovative than anything else. I mean, Mario Galaxy was the magnum opus of Mario games, and after playing Mario Galaxy, playing this just sort of felt not really a step back, but stalled. Just taking from it a little. You're going to see little bits and pieces of tons of past Mario games. A little bit of Mario Galaxy, a little bit of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, a little bit of Mario Bros. 3, even all the way back to the first Super Mario Bros. You're going to see little homages and little bits and pieces. And it's all thrown together and it all works okay, but nothing really here screams innovative, besides, of course, 3D. But you don't need need the 3D to play the game. It just feels like you need the 3D to play the game. You can play the game perfectly fine with the 3D off. There's just a few parts where it does help land jumps a little better. Good lord, the circle pad? I have such a hard time using that in 3D games. My thumb always slides. I don't know why. But it's not really Mario's fault. His controls are spot on. He has jump, the action button that throws fireballs and helps you dash, and he has a duck button, which is usually L and R buttons. And if you're really wily, you can pull off advanced moves like dashing jumps and dashing rolls. Here's where a little bit of a complaint comes. Everything feels right except for the fact that it's on the 3DS, and those damn L and R buttons are so uncomfortable. And it's also another aspect. In order to pull off the dash jump, you need to hold down one of the L and R buttons and hit the A button. Now, the biggest complaint I have here is Nintendo forgot about 3 extra buttons. You have L, R, A, B, and X, Y, for crying out loud. Why don't they use X and Y and R? One of the problems is they don't. They could have used X and Y for your dashing jump or your dashing roll, and they could have even used R to make it so you can look around in 3D space instead of having to run over a big pair of binoculars and use that. It just seemed baffling. I mean, it completely blew my mind. I know Nintendo's been around forever, and they're stuck in this whole 2-button, 3-button mode. What are they, Sega Genesis? You don't use 3 buttons, you have more buttons there. Utilize them. It would have made the controls so much easier, especially in those moments where I'm sitting there trying to do a dashing jump, and all I end up accidentally doing is crouching and falling to my death or getting crushed by Bowser, and it all seems like it's because of those awkward placed L and R buttons that I could just never feel comfortable hitting. In fact, most of the time, I completely forget they're there, and I just use a running jump instead. But there's some moments where those advanced moves come in handy, the roll or the dash jump, and it just don't seem to be as accessible. And again, it's not the developer's fault. When you can pull them off right, they pull off beautifully. It's just that DS control scheme, the stupid L and R. That's why I wish they would have at least added those moves to the Y and X button. It seems like a waste that they didn't, but they chose not to. It's for advanced users only. That's just it. It's not really a game really targeted towards advanced users. It's pocket-sized Mario. It's lunch break Mario. The levels are fairly short for the most part. A couple of them are longer than others, and you can blow through them in a lunch break. You can get through 2 to 3 levels in about a 10 to 15 minute period, or even a whole area if you're really good at it. So it doesn't even seem like they really had that much issue when it comes to the difficulty. In fact, if you fail enough in a level, you get this golden Tanuki power-up that not only gives you Tanuki power, but also star power that lasts through the entire level. So you can pretty much blow through a lot of areas or float through it if you want to. The only real thing that you come back to in these levels is if you don't collect all the stars coins. And I'd like to say that these star coins feel as important as the Mario Galaxy stars, but I just didn't feel the need to collect them as much as I did in the Galaxy games. When it comes right down to it, it's not a step forward or a step backward. It's just pretty much staying the same. The levels are nice, although many of them feel way too floaty to me, like 90% of the levels take place in the clouds. And the power-ups are cool and fun, except for the new boomerang power-up, which I honestly didn't find to be quite as fun as they made it look like in the trailers. It seemed more clumsy and slower response to the fireball. So anytime I had a choice between the fire flower and the boomerang flower, I guess as they call it, I usually just chose the fire flower. I was able to shoot them faster and got better response. But, hey, to each their own. And the Tanuki power-up was cool, just a bit overused. Like, every enemy in the game has the Tanuki tail. The story is the usual. Princess Peach gets stolen, and Bowser's running around, and that's just it. The Bowser battles as well. I seem kind of disappointed about them. They were trying to rekindle your love of Bowser by making you have to run to the end and stomp on a block that makes the bridge go away. Something they kinda did in the new Super Mario Brothers. But it just didn't seem to fit just as right. Especially since I kept running into that control issue with not being able to do my dashing jump and usually end up getting stomped on by them. The Bowser battles well, the middle ones didn't seem to feel quite as epic as it used to. Well, it was great to see Boom Boom back, and Boom Boom's sister, whatever she was, Those were kind of fun little boss battles. I would have loved to have seen Koopa's kids come back, kind of like in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, each having their own unique moves and their unique attacks instead of the repetitive attacks that all the bosses seem to have to the end. But overall, this is a really solid title. It really sounds like I'm nitpicking here and complaining, but every Mario fan's gonna have it. I just sort of find myself having more fonder memories of games like Mario Land 2 on the Game Boy. But you can get those on the Virtual Console for a lot cheaper than this game, so should you try those games out first before dropping 30-40 bucks on Mario Land 3D, Super Mario 3D, whatever they want to call it? Well, not necessarily. I mean, I'm a very old school Mario fan, so I might have more, I don't know, retro love for Super Mario Land 2 versus Super Mario 3D Land. It's still really solidly made. Just don't go into it expecting it to be innovative, besides the fact that it actually uses 3D right in the game. It's not necessarily innovative. It's done things that it's done in the past, and it's not going to blow you away like Galaxy did. It's a solid, platforming, pocket-sized Mario game that goes with you to your workplace, lets you play a few games on your lunch break, puts it away, and then you forget about it till the next day when you're on your next lunch break. It's not really going to keep you riveted like Mario Galaxy does, where you sit there and play at least 3-4 hours until you get to the end and then try to find all the secrets. But you know what? That's what they were trying to make. They weren't trying to make the next big Mario game. They were trying to make a pocket-sized Mario game. One that's going to be fun for people to play, one that shows off what the 3DS can do, and one that you can play on your lunch break. So critics shouldn't be too hard on it for that, and Uber fans shouldn't be too upset over it either, because even though I am a huge Mario fan and I'm slightly upset by the fact that they took a very safe way of making this game, it did turn out to be a satisfying experience, maybe just in more bite-sized increments instead of long hauls. If I was going to give a final rating to this, I'd probably go with a solid 8 out of 10. I know it's not the 9 or 10 out of 10 that some reviewers give it, but it is still very admirable. I've been a Mario fan for a long time, and seeing Nintendo play it safe kind of breaks my heart. But on the other hand, I kind of see why they did it, in order to get a Mario game out there for 3DS owners to have to show off what the 3DS can do. And I totally get that. If you want an awesome Mario game that you can enjoy in bite-sized increments, Super Mario 3D Land is the game for you. Just don't expect Mario Galaxy, or New Super Mario Bros. Wii for that matter. Wait for the Wii U for something more innovative to come out, but right now, the 3DS is playing it safe. Thanks for listening / putting up with my little review / rant of Super Mario 3D Land. I hope you enjoyed it, and please leave your comments down below and give me your insight on Mario 3D Land and tell me if I hit it on the spot or if I'm wrong or if I'm right or whatever. I love the input. Don't forget to hit that like button and fave if you really enjoyed this, because it helps fan the fire of doing more of these. Oh, and subscribe if you haven't already either. Till next time, game fans, this is Twitch Hesserf. Keep playing, and thanks for watching.